Hi, Seeker. Welcome to my podcast. How are you?
Thanks a lot, Sakib. Yeah, I'm doing good. And what about you?
Yeah, I'm doing good too, and thanks for asking. So, since you are new to my podcast, so I would love if you introduce yourself, like briefly, like where you come from, what you do, and where we met. You can also tell the story and why you are having the name Seeker. You can,
Yeah,
explain that to audiences as well. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
uh, So as for introduction, the name it goes as Seeker. That's what I choose. Means I chose on Hello Talk. That's an app where we met. That's I and Sakib. And it was
Mhm.
around maybe some 6 7 months, if I'm not wrong. Is it right? Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
sure that much about the
7 months.
timeline.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have had some good conversations from that point of time, right? In several
Mhm.
VRs, at times at your VR, and at times in my VR, and at times in some
Mhm.
strangers' VR. But anyhow, there
Mhm.
was some sort of a rapport. So yeah, over time, the
Mhm.
how to say that, maybe friendship or maybe camaraderie, something like that, it got developed.
Yeah.
So and yo, oh my God, I'm slowly means I'm getting away from the thing. I have to introduce myself, right? So basically, I'm from Kerala, and the real name is Sanulal. On Hello Talk, my name is Seeker, and I'm working
Mhm.
in the government sector. That's for it. That's it for
Yeah.
now. Maybe for the introduction part.
Yeah. And to make it clear, can you please tell the audiences that what do you mean by VR? What is VR?
Oh, yeah. Really sorry for that because I'm not a person who use jargon that much, but somehow today, without knowing about that, I was using that. So for all those people
Mhm.
out there who are not aware what a VR is and what Hello Talk is basically a language sharing platform where you can make an
Mhm.
account and you can come there, and it's
Mhm.
really good because the interface is really good. It lets you to allow it lets you to talk to different kind of people, maybe from all over the world.
Mhm.
Even at times you
Mhm.
will get the chance to interact with native speakers, and also basically there is this concept of a VR, that's a voice room. It's a virtual thing where 8 people can be there, isn't it? One
Yeah.
man who starts the VR, he will be the what's that, room owner,
Mhm.
whatever,
Yeah.
and people can join there and they can interact with each other. So that's how it works. So that's what a
Yeah.
VR is. It's a voice room.
Yeah. It was pretty brief introduction of yours that what do you do and what's the history behind you having the name Seeker and what is Hello Talk and what is VR. So yeah, that's good. So since my channel is based upon mostly about English communication skills and all, so the question that I want to ask is how did you learn English and how did you develop this and this much like fluency to talk to people in a manner that makes you sound intelligent.
To be frank, first things first, I don't consider myself as that much intelligent, or maybe I don't even consider myself as sounding like an intelligent person or something like that. No, never. And talking
I
about the
do, I do, I
fluency,
do.
okay. Anyways, thanks for that. Means if you have such a
It's
sort of an
awesome.
impression of me in your mind, yeah, I'm grateful for that. So that's
Yeah.
a different thing. So coming back to the question which you posed there, talking about English.
Yeah.
I can tell you that whatever I learned, um, let's talk about the normal grammatical part first, because I learned English the hard way. Hard way in the sense, when I was a child in the school, I was struggling with English, of course. I still remember my uh, elder brother, he gave me a book. So it was the bookish thing, first of all, means the normal thing. How all of us learn it from the schools, the
Mm.
grammatical stuff first. But I think in your podcast, you're not concentrating that much on the grammatical part, right? You are more concentrated on the communication aspects of English. So my
Exactly.
take is
Yeah.
that I learned it quite the hard way, not the natural way. The natural way is like interacting, listening. That's the best part. But I learned it the hard way, of course. And what happened is at my 18 years of age, I had to move out of Kerala, and at that time I was not fluent in Hindi. The only language I had at disposal was English, so I was forced to use English in different scenarios.
Mm.
So in the beginning it was a
Yeah.
bit hard, but slowly as time progressed, I got comfortable. And I'm not saying that I'm that fluent, but the thing is that I can talk to anyone. I can get myself understood. That's the
Yeah.
I think most important aspect of communication, right? The aim of communication is you should be intelligible to the other person to whom you are interacting with.
Yeah.
So that part I
Yeah.
can do. So yeah, it's just
Yeah.
practice. I didn't do
Yeah.
anything specifically. It's just the life situations and people in my life, those who were kind
Yeah.
enough to correct me at times, and who were kind enough to interact with me. So because of the
Hmm.
effect of those people, yeah, whatever is there,
Yeah.
it's because of them. That's it.
Yeah. And I remember once you were sharing something which was about English, that
Hmm.
you don't focus that much on grammatical part because you feel like
Yeah,
it's just a language, and if we start focusing on grammar as a whole, then we are going to be confused that where to use, in or at or something, Mostly it's
yeah,
about, you know,
mhm.
yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah. There
please.
was a context to that. There was a context to that. Context being, see, when you write something, I'm not saying that grammar is not important. It's really important. It's a very,
Yeah.
I don't know, essential stuff of a language, essential aspect of a
Yeah.
language. It's there. You cannot deny its existence. It's there. Learning it is good, but when it's about speaking, that's a different game. Think about it in
Yeah.
this way. I can give you an analogy. Um, you can be an automobile engineer, and you can know about
Yeah.
how a car works, how what's the technology which is being used there, how the
Yeah.
combustion engine works, and how your petroleum it burns, and the energy which is basically a chemical energy or maybe whatever. I'm not that good at that right now, but still you get the idea of it, right? That energy which is
Hmm.
being converted to some other form of energy, mechanical energy, then the car moves. You can be good at all those theories, but when it's about
Mm.
driving a car, knowing all those things, the technicalities, it's not going to help you, right? It's a
Yeah.
skill. So people confuse
Yeah.
themselves, right? Like learning a lot of words or maybe some complex grammatical stuff or some other things, or maybe reading a lot. Yep, it's different. I will just omit reading from that part because there is another aspect of that. So
Reading.
the thing
Yeah.
is that just going theoretical is not going to help you when it's about speaking. It's like, again, knowing all about driving, and when it's about real driving,
Mm.
you can suck at that, right? You
Yeah.
can be
You're
zero
right.
in that. So it comes with
Yeah.
practice only. And practice
Yeah.
being, how do you become a good driver?
By driving.
You observe a
Yeah.
lot
By driving.
how a good
Yeah.
driver does that. Then you try to
Mhm.
implement those things. So it's like
Yeah.
your brain is absorbing things. So even we don't have to talk about this driving and all these things. We can just think about our own mother tongue. Your mother tongue is Hindi, mine is Malayalam. So how did we learn that? Did someone teach that to us? No. We were kids,
Mm.
and there was a long silent listening period which started
Yeah.
maybe even in the mother's womb. At a certain age of at a certain fetal stage, you are able to listen to the sounds which are there.
Hmm.
So your listening starts at a very early stage of your life. Even before you come to earth, come to the face of earth, the listening starts. And after that, even when you are born, then there is one long period of silent listening period, right? You're absorbing all the language which is going on around you, right? And your
Yeah.
brain
Yeah.
is storing that. And when you start to speak, all this listening, it plays an important role there. But when it's about to speak in English, we somehow we omit that thing. We tend to forget that. We think that there is some other magical formula or something like that using which we can be fluent. I don't think so. When it's about being fluent in English, you have to give it in the, I don't know, you have to go in the natural way, right? A natural way of learning the language. Of course, learning
Hmm.
grammar is good. Everything is good. But the other part, like listening to good English and try to speak every day. But I will always give stress to listening. The more you listen, the better you will speak, right? If there is no good
Yeah.
input, how will you get
Mm.
output? I think even in the
Exactly.
computer world, there is this term. Means whatever you provide the computer as the input, you cannot expect anything more than that, or maybe something special as the output. Whatever you
Yeah.
feed your brain with, you can expect only that thing to come out of the brain,
Yeah.
right?
This is the best analogy out there, I would say, to, compare like yeah, if you don't, put the good input, then you can't expect the best input out of computer, right? So yeah, this is the best analogy I would say. Um,
And again, one more thing. There are people who
yeah,
are not comfortable when it's about how to start. They have this perfectionist attitude, means till the time I don't sound perfect, or maybe my grammar is not perfect, or the words I use they are not good, then maybe I won't start. Then the harsh reality is that day is never gonna come. Because if you are waiting for the perfect moment,
yeah,
or maybe the perfect English to come out of your mouth, even the native speakers, they make mistakes. And even you can observe that in the course of this conversation, I made several mistakes, but I just ignore that because you can understand
mm,
whatever I'm communicating, then it's okay with me.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah, yeah,
If you can
yeah.
develop
You're right.
such kind of an attitude slowly, yeah, we can be better, of course.
Yeah, learning attitude. Right. You don't have to be arrogant that yeah, I can't learn from anybody. I'm like so knowledgeable that I can teach anybody, but I can't learn from anybody. So you don't have to have that attitude, to
Mhm.
teach everybody, but like you just can't learn from somebody. Be
Mhm.
humble, and that's the
Yes.
key to success. Right. Yeah.
One more important thing is be willing to unlearn the mistakes you have learned in the past. I observed this means most of the people they don't do that. But if you are not
Hmm.
doing that, then maybe you are hindering your own progress there. For example, there's a particular word that's a Popular. Maybe because of my mother tongue influence, I used to pronounce that word in a particular way. That's a popular, something like that. So someone
Yeah.
told me, no, that's not how it sounds. Even when that person told me this, she also told me that maybe she's also not that perfect, but maybe I should look up for the original pronunciation of that word. So it's never popular. There is that pew, popular, something like that. Even I'm not that perfect,
Oh,
but still,
yeah.
I get that idea that my mother tongue influence, it can
Mm.
influence the words I pronounce. So slowly, I'm not being the perfect man here. I don't have the perfect pronunciation. But the thing is that if you know this, you are imperfect. Slowly, you will try to learn those things, right? And you will try to avoid those mistakes
Yeah.
which you have already been making there. So that's a good point. Means willing to
Yeah.
unlearn and learn new stuff.
So, Seeker, I think we should, wind up this session because, like people don't watch long videos, right? People are
Mhm.
used to nowadays short videos. Their, attention span has been decreased radically, right?
Yeah, true,
So for that,
true,
I
true.
have to go record for, so long, so people could not watch, even half the video, right? So I would love if you recapitulate the things that you have mentioned. So please, go ahead and let people know that how can they learn English, very easily, and in a short period of time. So the stuff that you mentioned, like they are quite relevant, if somebody wants to learn English, right? So please recapitulate that stuff, briefly.
So to
Yeah.
to to sum up the points which mentioned, I don't agree with, or maybe I don't subscribe to the idea of learning English in a fast or easy way. Let me tell you this reality. It's not that easy. It can be fun. It's up to you how you want to make it. You can make it a cumbersome process, or a hard work kind of experience, or maybe you can make it fun because nowadays there are plenty of YouTube videos which will teach you English with some movie dialogues and all those things. So that's a fun way of learning that. So to sum up the points which I mentioned, um, means to learn English. When you mentioned that, I believe that it's about the spoken English part, not the other part. So
Yeah.
learning grammar is
Yeah. Yeah.
good, but when it's about spoken English, do not be overly conscious about the grammatical mistakes you're going to make there. Just speak and think about this. If your English practice time, which you can allot per day, is 1 hour, my humble request is dedicate around 40 or maybe even 45 minutes of that to listening or reading. That's good input. And I will stress more on listening because if you don't listen to a language, you cannot speak that. So the rest of maybe 15, 20 minutes you can devote to practice the speaking part.
Yeah.
So slowly you will observe this. The more you listen to good English, you will tend to use all those words and whatever good usages, idioms, phrases, whatever which you listen to, you tend to use that in your own conversation. That's a good point. So yeah, these are all the things which I mentioned in a nutshell.
Okay, then I think that you've got a lot of talent. Like you also can do accent, you can speak in a very good manner, right? And I would love to have you back on my podcast again, because I think that people are going to watch this video and they are going to, learn something, um, pragmatic stuff, from this video, especially because as I can see, like your personality is also so good. I did not, I did not see you back then, and for the first time, like I'm seeing you, and it's like video call, and I'm really amazed by your personality, the beard you are having. I love it, bro. I want to grow, but it's not happening. The growths are there. I
Yeah.
mean, as you can see, yeah,
See,
growths
give
are
it
there.
some
But
time. Means
yeah,
how old are you?
I'm 21, man.
21. So when I was 21, I didn't even try to grow a beard. So I was sure that it would be patchy. Yeah, the mustache
Yeah,
was there. But this thing, I think I started growing it when I was 26 or something like that. Yeah. Even then it was
yeah.
patchy. Even still it's patchy. So yeah, you should.
No, no, it's not
Yep.
patchy. Like it's fully grown beard, I would say. I can see.
Mhm.
It's seemingly visible to me, bro.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
maybe it's the optical illusion of the Skype and the phone. If you see me in real time, maybe your impression may change. Who knows?
Well,
Anyways.
well, well, well. We can, go into the topics of consciousness that everyone, does have different
Mhm.
perceptions about different
Mhm.
stuff, right? But we don't have to go, so far in discussions, right?
Yeah,
Having said that, we should, wind up the session, right?
of course.
And
Yeah.
thanks for coming on the podcast. And I would say, like, I'm really happy, actually. I'm really happy that, from Hello Talk we met, and now, like, we are talking over here, right? So I'm really happy, and I believe that you are also happy because you are seeing me for
Yeah.
the first time
Yeah,
on
the
video call
feeling
for the
is
first.
mutual because I'm really happy you invited me into your
Yeah,
podcast and you gave me this
yeah,
chance to speak to you on this platform. So yeah, the feeling is quite mutual, Sati.
yeah. Yeah, I loved it, by the way. Okay, then, take care, Seeker. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.